Hello everybody and welcome to the Moto Mill. Hope you guys have all been enjoying the content. I've been trying to get you another running riding video out, but we've had a heck of a lot of rain in the past few days, making that a little difficult. So we're just going to do a walk around for right now on this really interesting Yamaha. Got a pretty cool story with it. This one is a 1971 Yamaha at1mx. These bikes were when hot rodding and motocross was really the big thing. You always modify your bike. Everybody had different ideas. It was just such an early pinnacle of motocross. Really neat time. A lot of guys you talk to will say that these AT1s were probably their first full-sized machine. They were just really prevalent, the enduros and the motocrossers. Cheap machines with good dependability. It really took over pretty quick. Now, the one thing that I know everybody's looking at right now and saying is that I don't have the white pinstripe on the gas tank, and that's not correct. Well, in reality, on this machine, that is entirely correct. The reason is this one isn't actually a normal AT1 or AT1MX. This is a JDM version. This one was not meant to be exported. This one was meant to stay over there in their normal market. Has completely unique VIN numbers from the American models and the other ones that were sent overseas. Took me a long time to figure out what was going on with this machine. Mainly because with the enduros and the motocrossers, you know, their VIN numbers are distinct between the two of them, and so I wanted to make sure this wasn't just an enduro that somebody had put the GYT parts on, especially since I don't have the original GYT pipe on it. You know, it gets a little harder to tell, but I do have the single ring race piston and the nice GYT top end. You'll notice over here that it doesn't use the big electric start armature like the rest of the AT1s. This is kind of using the CT1 style. Nice cylinder. You'll see a lot of original cables on it, the original tank badges. Now my tank is starting to bubble just a tiny bit in the front after 12 years of being painted, or actually longer than that because I painted this bike in about 2012, so about 15 years almost. Wasn't too bad. Now this bike isn't some kind of crazy monoshock. I just actually have the other one off. Found a bent shaft on it and have to make a new one before I put her all back together. That's one of the major holdups on this machine at the moment. Because after I first put it back together, so I didn't do the motor because the motor was in pretty nice original shape. It would run so well, and after it would get hot, you could tell it would start creeping and running away with itself. I did the crank seals on it before I'd ever even fired it like that, but it turned out that the Yamaha bond between the center casings was just a little gone, and so that was just a major air leak for it. So I've rebuilt that since then. Got these nice original Yokohama Trail Sport front tire. I had the matching one in the rear, but I actually changed out that whole rim and everything. I was teaching my stepbrother to ride a quad, and he ran into the back of me. Tore up a couple spokes, so I just changed out the entire wheel. Still got that flip-up seat that all the Yamaha Enduros and GYT bikes had in the early days. Using a lot of those enduro parts, even on their more motocrossy one, is what kept these bikes cheap for everybody. So here's the cool shocks I've got on this bike. You saw the other one was missing, but they're early Konis, really nice aftermarket shock. A little bit of adjustability in them, but I have noticed that the shafts bend in them. I've got a few sets of them that are torn up. This one here, once I get that other shaft redone, I'll take this one off as well and rebuild them. And we got this sweet hooker header on it, like I was talking about the whole hot rod motocross scene. In those early years, everybody was just trying so many interesting things, not quite like today where most of the machines are pretty cookie cutter. Now, I'll tell you what, these hooker headers, they might not be the best for performance on dirt bikes, but they sure sound great. These ones really, really hurt your ears. They get that really, really piercing sting. Everybody always has those little steel tabs with the teeth on them to hold these heat shields on the small bores. I don't know why they didn't just drill and tap them like they did on their bigger bikes. And I think, in fact, that's what I'll be doing to this one, because I'm sick of chasing those heat shields around. Even though I've had this bike for a lot of years, I haven't really put many hours on it. There's just always been one last little thing to do to it. And even when I get that finished up, it gets shelved for a while. You guys know how it is. Sweet bike. I'll get her together one of these days. Period correct Preston Petty. Got that aluminum front fender brace. Steel fork lowers like a lot of the smaller Yamahas would use, and like the 1970 RTs and DT1s. Original levers, and I might have showed you guys on the other side, but these are some incredibly wide handlebars. These are the absolute widest handlebars I've ever ridden with. Tough to get through trails with these. Well, I can't wait to fire this machine up for you guys, because that unique sound is just so cool. Well, if you guys are liking this and all of our other content, please subscribe. Would really, really help out our growing page. We're about a month into making content for you guys, and we're getting close to being about halfway to our milestones of what we need to be a real YouTube page. So please stick with us and we'll all grow together. Thank you, everybody.